Fire off the invite to Mr. Firestone, and then we will be off to running with this multi-sport live stream. I'm finishing up some lineups here on Fanduel, actually, and then we're going to talk. Actually, did I even play? I don't even think I played on baseball on Fanduel. Yeah, I'm not going to play baseball on Fanduel. So yeah, we'll talk about football over there. But so what do I want to put up on the other screen? I'll put in my just the True DFS site, I guess. Let me see. And it looks like the World Series of Poker is starting today, right? Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to read. I'm going to do my So I'm getting just like much different whatchamacallit, builds than I thought I was going to get, and I really I don't know what to do about that. I'm going to just stick to the whatever I shuffled, you know, with the MME stuff. Just getting so much freaking Rich Hill. I mean, just feels so gross. I don't know. It just feels just utterly disgusting. But I just feel so anti-GPP to play Rich Hill. I feel like I really want to just play who I said in my video. I think I just want to play Pavetta and Robbie Ray and just be done with it, you know, and play my ceiling and just roll, and then maybe just maybe try the Ian Anderson, or who's the other one? The Joe Ryan, I guess. Joe Ryan feels like a fish play too. I don't know. And it's funny, like people ask me about that. I was going back and forth with a couple people about like, well, how do you put your gut and your feel up against your numbers and stuff like that? This is just what I'm doing right now. I'm putting my gut feel and whatever up against my numbers, because my numbers want me to play just basically Rich Hill and Joe Ryan. You know, that's what my numbers getting me. Rich Hill, Joe Ryan, maybe some Robbie Ray. I want to play Pavetta. And I don't want to play Rich Hill, and I don't want to play Joe Ryan. So I'm kind of in a weird quandary right now, but I'll figure it out. Dude, what about that? What about that guy? What about Taylor? Whatever his face is, just killing everybody.
Dude, I'm loving it. It got my golf lineups. I think every lineup I have in golf is cashing.
What about Taylor? Taylor Moore, ladies and gentlemen.
That was the call, man. That was a beauty.
Yeah, got him.
Also, on top of that, Gary Woodland playing
yes.
Well. Some good stuff out there. Siwoo Kim playing well. So
yeah, so maybe we'll get some stuff going on. We'll see how it goes.
I hope
so I don't know if you were overhearing me talk, Bobby. I mean, I know you're probably not going to try to do it. I mean, can anybody talk me off of Rich Hill?
I'm not playing Rich Hill on DraftKings.
Oh, that makes you feel better then. Okay.
I'm playing Pavetta and Joe Ryan. Like, I'm not playing that many lineups, but those are my main pitchers.
Okay, yeah, because I really want to play Pavetta, and I really don't feel like playing Rich Hill. I want to play Robbie Ray. That's not allowed.
I like that. I think that's. I mean, look, it's against your Yanks. If there was one team that you'd think would matter, you know, to be honest, if I was playing a bunch of lineups, there's no question I would be stacking the Yankees in at least a decent portion of them. But I'm not. I just didn't end up doing it. It doesn't feel quite like the slate you need to get that weird, but I don't mind it. I actually may put. I don't know. Where are you at with Joe Ryan? Because this feels like an obvious spot is Detroit, a high strikeout guy, but they're not going to like let him go crazy, right? Like they're not going to let him.
I'm going to tell you what I feel. Okay, I was talking about this going in. I feel that the Joe Ryan play is just kind of a fishy play. I feel the Rich Hill play is a fishy play. I think they're both fishy plays. I don't think that that's what you're supposed to do to win GPPs. I'd much rather play Pavetta, Robbie Ray, and Ian Anderson. Like those would literally be the three guys that I kind of want to play on DraftKings. I thought about funny business with Cabrera. I don't think I need it. And with respect to the hitting, I mean, talk me off of this, but I like three teams. I like the Dodgers, I like the Giants, and I like the Red Sox. And I don't want to play anybody else.
I like Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. Sorry about that. Minnesota, Dodgers, Red Sox, and San Francisco. Those four teams.
I like Minnesota, and I like Detroit's value. I think that there is something to playing something against because Minnesota's bullpen has been pretty garbage. And Joe Ryan, look, he is. I'm all about this guy. I think he's a good pitcher, but look, he's going to throw 80-something pitches. They're not going to let him go crazy. There's nothing to risk a superstar future for here. I don't know. I could see it going the other way. So I think you can get some value. You got Paredes, like he's freaking 2,500 at and I don't know. I feel like there's value to get on the Detroit side. So I'm using some pieces from that. I'm with you on Boston and the Dodgers. By the way, how about that Dodger comeback last night? I mean, that was seriously like if the Giants had lost and that was really getting to something, I would have been, that was one of the better comebacks that I've seen in a long time.
I was asleep.
It was pretty incredible. They had 5 home runs, from the 7th inning on to come back from a million down, including the 9th inning. I mean, and I'm all about, I like the Dodgers, but just to be honest, I do prefer Boston. I love Buxton in general, and you got the cheap price on Rooker, so I'm interested in Minnesota. But those are the teams I'm playing as well. And what I'm doing with my Boston stacks is I'm playing Verdugo, I'm playing Schwarber, I'm playing Dever, play all the lefties against the lefty. And I think you could lower some of the ownership that way, and you can play Iglesias also as another way to do that. That's sort of my overall what I'm doing on this slate.
Yeah.
And I worry. I'm less worried about Plawecki turning into someone else later in the game today, but I do want to have. I'm trying to debate between playing him and Christian Kelly one off with a 4-2 stack instead of going a 5. I don't know. I'm sorry, not a Carson Kelly. Excuse me.
And I know you don't want to hear this, but only because I said in my video I made earlier. Even though San Francisco last night got no runs or whatever, they got really unlucky early in that game.
Absolutely.
They had runners all over the place. They were hitting the ball on the nose. They were 1 millimeter away from getting 8 runs in the first 3 innings. Yeah,
I felt fine about the playing San Francisco. I'm a little pissed off at myself because I literally would have won everything had I just left my Dodger lineups in. Like the lineups that I had $4 that came in 20th place or whatever that would have won all the other stuff. Those were the whittled down from the Dodgers 2 Giants that would have won everything in the big stuff. So that's a little frustrating. But, what can you do? I mean, it's baseball, whatever, it happens. But yeah, I'm pretty heavy invested on the Dodgers on Fanduel. I think they're easier to get to over there. I understand that's not way off the board or anything.
What do you think of I have a couple of other I have another stack that I want to run by you. What do you think of Atlanta?
I think it's a great there's a lot of stacks that I could make really good cases for. Atlanta's one of them. The Yankees, again, like I said, are one of them. And the other one is, I mentioned the Detroit thing, but I like Pavetta. If there was a matchup that he should dominate or be able to dominate, this would be it. But there is a flip side to that story, and we all know it. We've seen it a million times. Yeah. If he loses his control like he does sometimes, you could be looking at 3 or 4 home runs in the first, few innings. So I would put them in the same category as those, but I actually think Atlanta would be a little higher. I like Kyle Gibson in general. I think he matches up really poorly against this Atlanta team.
Yeah.
I agree with it. So I guess that's where I stand.
So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to make some lineups. I'm doing this right here on the other side. I'm probably going to make some lineups with this stupid Rich Hill, but play those with the Braves and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's a valuable route. And I'm going to play Rich Hill in my second, a secondary lineup on DraftKings, just to be honest. but I don't feel great about it. I like the Ian Anderson thing a lot. I'm totally with you on the taking a shot with Ian Anderson.
What about who do you think's gonna you think Lux will probably be out? You think?
It looks like we just let's see the Dodger lineup. We got the Dodger lineup. It looks like Lux is out, as you just.
He is out. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, after Bellinger hit the big bomb last night, it's Betts, Seager, Turner, Muncy, Will Smith, Justin Turner, but Turner third, Trey Turner third, Justin Turner sixth, Chris Taylor, Bellinger, obviously. Then
so no Pollock.
No Pollock tonight.
Okay.
It's a tough man. And this, if you had to make 2 baseball teams, the Dodgers would win. They would have won 500. You know what I mean? How good is this secondary Dodger lineup? It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's really, really crazy. I'm a little, I'm totally off of I didn't even consider obviously Bieber. I didn't consider McCullers. And I'm sort of into the Joe Ryan might be a little bit fishy, but I will use him in one lineup because I think there is it wouldn't surprise me in this. I actually think he's got the most likely chance to be the highest scoring pitcher on the slate. But I think there's a flip side to that story also. So anyway, that's where I'm at. And why is my keyboard not working? Why does that happen?
I gotta unshare my screen for just a moment.
Okay. Guys, dropping any questions or thoughts in there. It looks like, what is happening? Why is somebody upset? Nobody's saying this. I just said I did it. It was my fault I didn't win. That was not an excuse. Somebody's getting mad at me for always an excuse why I didn't win. I'm not making an excuse. It's my fault. I switched off the Dodger stack and went to the Giants. Simple as that. Not at all making excuses. But the RPS trolls can go elsewhere, so I'm going to get rid of that gentleman. I think McCullers is. I'm not into the McCullers thing. I don't think there's any reason to give him an extra leash. I mean, he's going to throw 90-100 pitches. I still think Tampa's lineup is scary enough, and I'm just personally, I'm not as high on it. Who are we pitching on Fanduel? I actually do think on Fanduel I have a little bit of Rich Hill interest, but again, Ian Anderson and Pavetta are my preferred guys. Dude, this guy is I don't understand these RPS trolls. It's really, really a bad look, and nobody's making an excuse for anything. I just said I absolutely made the mistake. I have no idea why someone would say that was me making an excuse. I messed up. I talked about the Dodgers. I played them in some smaller stuff. I didn't play them in my bigger stuff. That was my bad. Simple as that. All right. Well, he's gone now, so we're done with that. Looks like Adam Perry's got some questions for you. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there in a second. I'm just dealing with this one thing.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'll try and cover it. But yeah, I mean, this is it's fun to have a good golf swing. I'm kind of surprised at the Red Sox lineup, by the way. I don't really understand. I guess that he's been struggling a little bit, but still, I would have had Dahlbeck in the lineup here, and I was just a little surprised it didn't shake out that way, I guess. The larger field tournaments, guys, I really think the Baltimore is an interesting way to go. That's stick with that take.
So really quickly, so Bellinger's in, Seager's in, and Turner's in?
Yes.
Okay.
Seager's always going to be. Yeah, Seager ain't going nowhere.
And Muncy's in, and we don't have a San Francisco lineup, right?
No, I don't have a San Francisco lineup.
Okay.
But I'm a little. I don't know why exactly. I think maybe because he's looked a little better in his last starts, and I think it is right to play San Francisco. I'm just not playing enough lineups where I'm getting to them. I just prefer the other stacks a little better. But I completely get it. Like I would be really into this, if I was playing a bunch of lineups. I'm just not doing it. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, you like OX Couch likes McCullers. This was what I thought about. He's just going to pitch his 5 or 6 innings or whatever it is, and you have to think of if that's going to be enough to win. What kind of tournament are you in? What's the rest of your lineup look like? I mean, he's against a tough team. They're not going to overstretch. I mean, even if they did, I mean, doesn't have much of a leash anyway.
There's just no reason.
What's that?
There's just no reason for them to.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to get to the playoffs and they're going to do their thing. And it's so funny. I was commenting on Tampa. Tampa's probably going to use 11 pitchers today. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. They got everybody coming out of the bullpen. Everybody's just like kind of like hiding their hand, whatever. But dude, what is going on with the freaking AL wild card? I didn't even realize freaking Seattle's in the mix now.
They've been in the mix. They've won 9
in a row, pretty much. I mean, like,
yeah, I know, man. It's wild out there. It's both wild. I mean, not wild card for the National.
And I posted this to you. Like the Yankees have freaking the Blue Jays and forget who else they have, and everybody else is like cake matchups. Like the Red Sox and the Blue Jays get to play the Orioles and the A's and the Angels.
I know,
but they still have to read the Yankees 75% to make the playoffs. I don't know. I'd probably take the 3-1 against. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I just don't personally. I get the McCullers thing. I mean, if McCullers was like, if you're telling me McCullers is going to be completely unowned tonight, maybe I could talk myself into it, but that's not the case. Unless I'm totally missing something. Sheets, you're seeing that McCullers is owned, right?
Let me see. What do I have? I mean, McCullers going to be owned. I mean, he's a good,
he's a good pitcher.
Yeah, I got him at 15%.
Oh, I actually thought he was going to be a little higher than that. I got him a little higher.
I kind of like these. I kind of like you know what? I think I kind of like the ownership projections I have today. I got even what's his name? I knew that he would get like 10%. I think that people are going to play like a sliver of Cabrera at 5,600.
Yep.
And I think that people are going to play a little. I think that even Kazmir might get a little something, but not much. But I think it's going to be Rich Hill, and then like I have Pavetta, Robbie Ray, and Joe Ryan all about 20%.
Yeah, I think Pavetta is going to be a little higher than that personally. But
you think so?
That's just an.
I would imagine, but that's what I'm seeing right now.
I'm a little confused why no one wants to play Ian Anderson. Personally, I kind of do. Like, you know what I mean? I just don't understand it. I'm looking at my Dodger lineup, making sure that I have everybody in there. I do. Yeah, that's right. I actually like the Mets value on Fanduel.
Oh, okay.
Conforto's 2,300 batting third, and while this kid's talented, it's just the same thing. You weigh the talent versus, I guess, who is he really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, right. They're young kids. It's the same thing with the Detroit idea. I do not have a cheap enough third baseman on FanDuel. All the ones I really want to try and get my mix of Seager, Muncy, and Turner. Those are my Dodgers that I'm the most high on today. JT. Yeah, Seager has been, he's been absolutely awesome.
Seager?
Yeah.
He's been awesome. He's always awesome.
Yeah, he's always awesome, but his power hasn't been the same this year quite. And lately it's sort of come back. And I expect and hopefully that'll continue throughout the postseason, and it's not just one game. That's my really big fear right now. I'm just praying somehow the Giants can lose at some point, because the Dodgers are playing great right now. And it's just crazy that it's just really kind of crazy that these two teams are going to have to, or one of these teams has to play a play-in game. They're just way better than that.
I have a question. Did the Cardinals win last night?
No, they lost.
Oh, they lost.
They finally lost one.
It's rigged.
So I'm already making my plans, because it's going to be hard for the Dodgers to make up 2-4. So I'm either going to go to the I'm going to go to the if the wild card game. I think if they
who will they play?
They'll play the Cardinals
in LA, right?
Yeah. No matter what, it'll be the Dodgers or Giants hosting them. Record's too good.
And what's LA behind San Francisco?
By 2 games, yeah. They're the 2 best teams in baseball.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Pretty good margin. The Cardinals won 17 in a row and have this great record now and all this, and they've only outscored. They barely have outscored their opponents this season. It's really strange when that happens.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Dodgers outscored their opponents by 1 million, and nothing happened. All right. So what do we got here other than any other questions? Let's see.
Dude, we got football.
We got other. Let's see. Oh, WWE Fresh is in there. What's up with these MLB contests being awful tonight? I kind of agree with you, man. It would be nice to have better contests. Brooklyn Juice. I really wish we did have that. We can talk a little football. I'm happy to do that if you want to.
Sure.
Who are you showing up as a low-owned play that maybe you're looking at?
I don't know about low-owned play, but I have Auden Tate in the captain. Let's go.
Who in the captain?
Auden Tate.
Yeah, I figured that's going to be. I figured it was going to be brought up. I don't know how many people are actually going to do it, but I thought that was going to be the idea, sort of, right?
Well, people are going to do it. I think they're going to do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or the other one, or Auden Tate or Mike Thomas. I really think you have to have one of those guys.
Yeah, I think this is a really easy game to. I understand it's a Thursday game and the game's at the under, but I really like the over in this game.
Oh, I think I love the over in this game.
I would have been all over this game on a Sunday slate. Like I think there's a lot of things to do on this. In this game.
I mean, this is well. I actually I guess they don't know the difference really, but like this is a showcase game, man. You got two young quarterbacks that are probably gonna be slinging the ball around. I mean, I think it's gonna be a lot of points scored.
I totally agree, and that's what I was thinking. Like when I was trying to go through my captain possibilities, it's you really do want to spend down somewhere because. Like you got Mixon's going to be the most popular captain. I love Mixon. I would have been all over him this weekend if it was a Sunday game. I think Joe Burrow is going to be popular in the captain. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to be as owned in the captain as he should be. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a chance at putting up a nice game here, even though Cincinnati's defense has looked okay. Like hard to judge against Pittsburgh. You know,
I'm going to throw a couple of guys at you. What do you think of Samaje Perine? Yep.
I didn't get to him really, but I'm okay with it. Like, I guess I don't know. To be honest, Joe Mixon gets like every touch on that team, and P. Ryan's going to have some ownership, but he is 800. Like, I personally am siding a little bit more with Carlos Hyde, who been getting a little bit more work.
That was going to be the next guy I asked you about.
Yeah, I would rather go with Carlos Hyde personally, and I know it's a little different in price. I really like this whole game. It's hard. I just keep struggling trying to figure out how to get all the pieces I want because I like everything, and it's hard to fit them in.
Well, I don't like. I have to take a stand somewhere, and since it worked just so well the other day, sarcasm included, I'm gonna be fading James Robinson. So that'll be my.
That's my current plan as well. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be that off the board on that. I also am throwing. I think there is a path here for like the kicker to put up 14, 13 points for Cincinnati.
Yeah, I got a decent amount of him actually.
Yeah, I like that a little bit. But I would like to get more of the Jacksonville passing game. It's just really hard for me to not play Mixon.
Yeah.
I just don't see him failing here. I think it would take something weird to happen. Every time I say that, something weird happens, like they get hurt. But that's the way I'm looking at it anyway.
And it's a very somebody actually posted in here. Yeah, a couple of guys posted in the Discord. The Bengals are kind of a semi-sharp survivor pool play tonight. I did the video explaining it all, but there are basically three ways you can go in Survivor this week. One is Buffalo. I mean, that's like obviously the safest play, but it's actually not a bad play either. Sometimes like real safe plays are horrible plays. Buffalo is actually not the worst play in the world this week, even though it seems like they would be like people say, well, why are you taking a 17-point favorite? It happens to be a good play, and also the Saints are pretty good, but the Bengals are kind of like the I don't want to say the sharp play. It's kind of like the oh my god, it's like too sharp of a play tonight. And they're going to be higher owned in Survivor than the pools are kind of like are letting on. But then the projections are letting on.
Sharp play because I don't know if I agree with that. Like,
I mean, it is. I'm just telling you the way all the metrics work and stuff like that.
No, I agree with you.
The combination of their win odds and their future value and stuff like that. Because what's weird about it is I also happen to think that Jacksonville is extremely live against the spread.
Oh, absolutely.
But the one has that. Unfortunately, a fortunate one has nothing to do with the other. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville is live against the spread, but it's so funny. Rhodey posted in here. Yeah, he might play the Bengals in his Survivor as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna have a decent amount of the Bengals there, and every single Survivor pool play I make, like it's always like down to the wire, and that's not the way it's supposed to be when you can pick any team on the board. But every single one. I told you guys last week. I like 40% of my Survivor pool exposure on the freaking Ravens, who had literally 0.02% chance to win with like 2 plays to go in the game. So I remain blessed in the survivor pool world, as I usually am.
Yeah.
So what else in football do you like? I mean, what about the regular guys? I'm sure Tyler Boyd's a great play.
I'd be playing Marvin Jones on Sunday, so I better be playing him on a 1-game slate. I love Joe Burrow and I like the passing game for Cincinnati here, but I just am going to side with Mixon, and I can't play both passing games. So I'm going to side with the wide receivers. I'll have the stud receiver in each lineup for Cincinnati. One of the Tyler Boyd or Chase. And then I will be playing the Jacksonville passing game with Mixon and mixing in the kicker and Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, he's the only guy I actually have locked in is Tyler Boyd actually.
Oh, I love Tyler Boyd too. I mean, I'm just trying to play a game path that I can try and maybe get a little bit different, and that includes Cincinnati running with Mixon, the Jacksonville throwing it with Lawrence to Jones and those guys.
Yep.
That's what I'm going with.
You know who I have too much of, by the way? Somebody you mentioned. I have like almost 50% of that kicker, the Ella McPherson, whatever her name is.
I have a lot of them too. I feel a little better that at least somebody else does too. I'm trying to figure out why people are I don't know. I just can't quite get behind the other running backs for Cincinnati, but I do like Carlos Hyde. That's the one I'm going to side with sort of here.
You could also make some builds, by the way, just in case we're wrong, that you can make some cases for like a 5-1 Bengals build also if you want.
Yeah, I'm going the other route, but I totally get it.
Yeah, no, I'm with the other one too. But I don't think there's a lot of. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a lot of scripts where James Robinson goes off in this game. That's just my thing. And like you said, I'm sure I'm not the only person to come up with that.
Yeah. What do you think about Dan Arnold?
Yeah, I thought he's like the last projected guy on my board. I didn't quite get there though.
Yeah, I've got him. It's funny that Adam just pointed that out. We got another Dan Arnold 2 Thursdays in a row for 2 different teams. That's pretty wild.
Right. Right.
It is. It definitely is.
What about, I don't have any of them. I don't have the CZ, the Azuma or whatever.
CJ Azuma.
Yeah. I don't have any of that either.
It's pretty crazy. I don't know. I think that I think Dan Arnold's gonna get some work here.
Think so?
I mean, why not? Like, they did just trade for him. I think that I'm big on my captains are Lawrence and Mixon, and both scripts fit just the passing game, and he kind of fits in a nice little spot that I'm sort of having trouble filling. So I'm ending up with some of them.
We didn't mention what's his name. So your favorite of the Jacksonville receivers is Jones.
I'm gonna, until I see otherwise, I'm gonna side with Jones as being like the better play. But
Okay.
maybe you could say Shark is the better receiver and Chenault has the most upside. But I just think he's the better play right now. Well, I'm making a little run in the 200. I hope I can get my guys through tomorrow.
Oh, you mean in the golf?
In the golf, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the annoying thing. You have these big scores, but like you have a guy sitting with like +1 or something, and it's like.
No, I don't have anybody worse than -2.
Oh wow, that's good. What's it going to take? -3?
I think -3 or 4. I think 3 is the most likely, but I think it's gonna be close. It's changing pretty drastically every like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Percentages, but I love the Moore call, and our guy Kazire, it's great. Did great.
The general.
Matt Wolf had a solid day. It looked like it was gonna, I don't know. He was off to a fine start. No bogeys for him, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And all the top guys are doing well. So it's all the guys we mentioned. I think I don't think we had a whole bunch of misses so far. I mean, obviously, it's long ways to go.
We'll see what happens. I mean, again, I try not to sweat the first day.
Well, the weird part is it's always fun that then you start the real sweat is Friday, obviously.
Yeah.
And then the next real sweat is Sunday. It's a strangest game, but it always feels nice to get off to a good start.
Hopefully the sweat's Sunday.
Yeah. I like Adam's line. He says you can get really off the board and play Darnold to Arnold this week.
Right.
That's what we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know they got a 3rd round pick also, but I just think that there's like, I don't know. I think that there is like, if they do trade for him, safety valve for a quarterback, I think expect him to throw the ball a lot. I think he's a good play. What is the ownership going to be like on Arnold tonight, actually?
I just did a rebuild here.
It's going to be, is it really going to be that? No, it's wrong. Well, yeah, I'll take Arnold at the odds at that percentage for sure. I didn't get to, I could play Uzoma instead. I'm just going to play Arnold personally.
What's that? Oh. I only have 5% of the Mike Thomas. I got to get more of that, I think.
Jacob Hollister did have 6 targets last week, by the way. He's 1K, but they did just trade for Arnold, so I'm curious how that works out with them. Robinson, Brooklyn Juice, I would agree with you. The problem is, like, I don't think, you're going to have guys who score touchdowns tonight who aren't on the winning lineups. This is going to be a game, I think, with some scoring. I actually do like Robinson, and if this was a Sunday and he was still cheap again, I would take some shots with him. I think he's really talented, and I just don't know. I mean, yeah, we saw Najee Harris put up a big game, but he caught 700 passes out of the backfield. Maybe that happens, but Trevor Lawrence, almost like all these young quarterbacks, seem to be making the same mistake of they're trying to move downfield and then back instead of like Brady. You move near the line of scrimmage and then you go deep. You know what I mean? It's like they have the reverse thing. And until Trevor Lawrence really gets that, I'm going to keep taking shots with the downfield guys rather than him dumping it off to Robinson, even though it definitely is a viable route. I'm just not as worried about that. He could score a touchdown and then you could still be fine without him.
I actually have some shares of this Hollister character.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. Totally agree with it. Yeah.
How much high? I mean, you don't play that many lines. I was going to ask how much high do you have, but you don't really play that many.
I'm playing Hyde. No, I'm into Hyde.
Oh, okay.
Hyde is in one of my 2 big ones.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I mean, I think that there's a chance that he could actually vulture. That's why I'm playing him, obviously.
Right.
Yep. I'm just going to always play the same thing. Like, I'm going to do that as much as I possibly can. I can't bring myself to do it for Cincinnati tonight, but I'm going to try to play the running backs on the opposing, the secondary running backs on the Thursday night. Just going to happen. And
yeah.
By the way, I mean, he had the one game with only 2 carries against Denver because that was like just comeback city the whole time. And he's more of a carrying back than he is a receiving back, as he always has been. But he's had 19 carries so far this year. If he gets 8 carries tonight, like he did last week, or 9 like he did the week 1, one of those sneak in the end zone, and you're in.
Dude, look at the Carnes. The Carnes, 40 lineups and all are in the cash line in the golf so far.
Let's go, Carnes! All
there
right,
it is. There it is.
That's the fun sweat. I think that I have a chance at being similar type of line there. So maybe me and Carnes fight it out with you this week, and anybody else who may have been interested. I've got 4 no cachings right now, so I'm still not quite where Carnes is. But yeah, this is a fun start. Certainly, it's always nice. The thing is, you could be basically dead day 1. Although, it's funny, Sheets. Every time I feel like I'm dead day 1 in golf, something happens, and that's when I end up actually doing well. Like when those 4 or 6s, with the 4 or 6 that finished 17th a few weeks back or whatever it was, maybe a couple months ago. That was crazy, I'm very happy though with the Woodland and Kim lineups because those guys are completely unowned and they're both in the top 7 right now. So, Norlander was the other guy I came on to after our show. Actually, I read up a little bit more about him and he had a good day too. Anyway, good luck to Carnes and everybody else who. From True DFS playing golf. Is there anything else we should touch on about the baseball? I don't have anything really heavy that we didn't talk about, but maybe I'm missing something. Sheets, is there anything for you that we didn't cover, or should we just talk football?
No, I mean,
no Giants.
What I'm doing, just say again, transparency. I'll tell you what I'm doing. This is like really just. I've been doing a little more of this actually this year, and it seems to make sense to me. So in my 20 like MME type things, I have basically like Joe Ryan, Rich Hill, like almost all the Rich Hill, and in my big buy-ins, I have like 0 either.
Yeah. I think supposed to do the opposite in general?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Well, because we think about it. The reason why I have those in my MME build is because the hitting, I have all kinds of crapola with them. You know,
Right.
I got Atlanta. I got one awesome 5-3 Atlanta Detroit. You know,
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I have those guys. I got some. What else? I got some Tampa. You know, there's all kinds of crazy shit. Excuse me, in those Ryan Hill builds. Where in my hand builds, in my Ray Pavettas, Ian Andersons, that's when I have like the good players. That's when I have the Red Sox, the Twins, the Giants, the Dodgers. You know.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I will make a prediction that Byron Buxton is going to hit a home run tonight.
Okay.
I think this is literally, you couldn't find a more ideal home run spot for him. So that's my bet of the night here. He's, you know, if he hits a home run, he basically becomes a must-have because the guy steals at least a base every game. It feels like it's pretty crazy, even though it's lefty.
Well, remember, home runs do not correlate well with stolen bases.
You know what though? They certainly add up though. When you get both of them.
Nope.
Let's see what we got here. Anything else that's interesting? Yeah, it is. San Francisco lineup is going to be. It probably every second that goes by is probably lowering the San Francisco ownership a little bit because people are going to play Boston. So.
Well, every moment that goes by, they don't release the lineup.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that you can slowly lower the ownership of the projected lineup because yes, Flores is going to be in probably. Yes, Chris Bryant is probably going to play, but there's an outside chance that something weird happens with their lineups tonight.
No, I'll tell you who's not going to play is I don't think the Wade's going to play. Wade
may not, but he may.
Yeah.
It's real intelligent breakdown there.
Yeah, that's some heavy duty analytics.
I had a friend the other night who won I think it was like $100 or something. There was like a $1 entry thing, like first playing on Fanduel, and she had two Giants that weren't in the lineup, and they only combined for like 12 fantasy points or something, but they won the tournament. I was like, they weren't even in the starting lineup, but she just I knew they were going to get pinch hit for. I'm like, yeah, it's still, you don't want to do that with only one or two at bats, you know. But it was just funny how that can sometimes work out.
Meanwhile, I cannot believe that I did not come up with Salif Tahigala.
It feels like something we should have figured out. And I never play Harold Varner or Nick Watney, so I'm not okay. I'm not upset that I'm not having that. Not going to bother me. Or Kudiyama.
And one of the things that's working out for me. Remember, I said that I was going to play everybody that we mentioned, and I ended up playing Damon. Even though the reason why I mentioned Damon is that I like him. He's showing up, and I just don't feel like playing him. But now that he was in the universe, I had to play him.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Yeah, I don't think it's weird to have a Thursday night game where we don't have a bunch of Q tags in football. I'm not really used to it. Like there's none. I don't think there is any.
Well, Stace, when are you leaving?
Adam Nice is cashing deep in golf too. Nice.
I'm telling you, someone's gonna get there.
Yeah, I feel good about. I feel good about this week too. I hope it's
Hope it's one of the people.
Yeah, I hope it's one of our people. Because one thing I do promise you is somebody will win.
Somebody will win. See, you know, it's very few places where you get this kind of insight. That's gonna be for super premium members. That type of analysis.
That's really funny. Do you know what's so interesting to me about golf though is that I know it's logical, like in your single entries, to play the more chalk and all those things, but I don't really care. Like it's such a high variance thing, and I actually end up finding that in my single entries that I go actually I have more lower owned guys than I always have, like 3 guys below 10%, and there's just so many people who play the chalk, and in a tournament like this, like there's just really no reason to play too much heavy chalk. I didn't think.
Hey, you know who else is -1 by the way? David van der Vaart.
Is that good though? -1? I don't know if that's good.
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know. I'm just saying he's -1. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. But you were so high on the Moore thing. I did make him my highest owned player along with
nice.
That was a great call by you on that one.
Nice.
So far, at least.
In before triple bogey on the first hole tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with all these people doing well at golf who are popping in the chat, maybe we should just hope the tournament ends, right? Or I guess the official word, by the way, because we had to look into this during COVID, is that you play 2 rounds before they could call it. But
okay.
Hey, if you're winning all the money at the end, you can pray for the cancellation. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I wonder if Rody's still in chat, if he wants to drop a little dime of anybody he's getting off the board with in football.
Yeah, who do you like tonight, Mr. Rody?
Let's see. Let's see.
See, what does Data Golf have for
40% minus 38% minus 3 and 36% minus 4 and
makes sense.
13% minus 2 and still in the picture. There's so many people tied at 2 under.
Oh yeah.
It's,
Evan wants to know Bobby show him the search engine. He said.
Oh, that's a great idea.
As a matter of fact, I needed it the other day, and I couldn't do it. I wanted to look up Taylor Moore.
Me and Evan did last night.
Taylor Moore takes.
No, we looked up Moore last night. I think it gave us both Ryan Moore and Taylor Moore takes because we did that.
Well,
you guys
so hold on.
Out, by the way. So you
I put Taylor Moore.
Yeah, go.
And then hit this.
Or is there nobody Brent? No,
there it is. There it is.
So guys, just want to take a look at this thing. This is really cool. That was developed by our guy Evan. And it's a really cool system where if you want to look up a player, it'll tell you anywhere from around the major sites throughout the industry who they've been talked about. And if you click on the link, it'll take you to that part of the YouTube video where they're being talked about. This is a really cool thing. I think you guys should all mess around with it. Tell us what you'd like to see us develop with it. What maybe we're missing. We know it's in its infancy. This little concept, pretty awesome, just as it is. Like you can find.
We put an Auden Tate. Oh, there's nothing on Auden Tate.
Did you spell Auden right?
Let's put Tate.
Tate, you'll definitely get something.
Well, that's probably a lot of different guys.
Yeah. And we'll try to filter it and make it better as we go. But guys, we want you guys to use this thing and see what it's like. I mean, it's really cool. You'll get it. You can get everybody.
Yeah, there's no Auden.
He's not in there.
No one talked about Auden Tate. You don't think?
That's it. I mean, that's weird. I don't know why that would have been the case.
See Mixon.
Yeah, it'll pop up.
Yeah, Mixon's in here.
But guys, definitely take a look at that and let us know what you think, because I think this is a really cool tool that will be useful to a lot of people, experienced and inexperienced. I mean, it'll help you, like, literally you can find the exact guys. It'll tell you where it's at. You take you to their videos. It's a really, really, really cool tool that Evan did a great job.
Well, what I want to know, Evan, is why can't we get Bobby's background to
Oh, I know that. It doesn't happen on MacBook Airs, which is what I've been using because I've usually travel so much, but I am going to get another computer, and not just for that purpose.
But that seems silly though. That Zoom, you can't do that on a MacBook.
I would have to get an actual green screen like Rody has, which is fine. RG talked about him, but it's not a YouTube video. That's why.
That's it.
Not a
right.
video because this is only the free. It'll search the free content videos, guys. It won't search the obviously behind the paywall stuff because that would be illegal, I think.
Dude, meanwhile, all this stuff about football and all this stuff, the real news is the real important content has been dropped, and that is DFS Chan's slate breakdown for the League of Legends Worlds on October the 4th.
So
it's like the NFL. It's like being the content's being dropped like 5 days ahead of time now.
Yep, that's pretty awesome, man. He's the man.
Yes,
Sheets, what kind of tournament entries what's the biggest tournament they get for the League of Legends things? Like, do they have like a 555 that has like
no, I don't think so.
Biggest tournaments?
Maybe like a 180, maybe for this one. I don't know, let's see. But not really.
I just always think that like it feels like it's picking up a lot of steam and a lot of people.
No, it's just because I'm overhyping.
No, but it's not just you. It's everybody in our.
No! Look at this. So hold on. This is the world. This is the main. No, not really. There's like there's like the lottery is a $10 with 20K for first, and that's like four. Oh, there it is. There's a 333. There you go.
Like 20K.
10K for first.
Oh yeah, okay, it's hard to see that.
Which is double the amount that these things usually pay because this is the playoffs, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. If anybody out there doesn't play LOL and wants to or is interested at all, check out Chan's content. It's incredible.
And I'm also going to I want to repeat what I said in the video where we talked about this. I really believe that all you guys out there, I mean, if you're going to play DFS, I think that that you should play different sports. And it depends on why you want to play. Like if you like really love baseball, for example, and you want to play DFS because you really love baseball, then that doesn't apply, right? Like if you really love football and you want to play DFS football and you happen to like the game or like watching it, whatever. But like if you're more of an analytics guy, like analytical guy like me, and I'm doing this because it's like, just different types of puzzles and like analyzing the numbers, stuff like that. It's pretty cool to do different sports because to see how football is just different than like League of Legends, which is different than NASCAR, the way you have to build and stuff like that. And not only that, but you can get grinded out playing the same sport like every freaking day. You know what I mean? Oh, another day where my NBA guy doesn't get the minutes, or another day when my pitcher doesn't do whatever. Another day where I get subbed out or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. And even though I don't even.
We're very different in our approaches. But I think that may have been one of the things that I probably should have and maybe still should get involved in, is that I haven't spread out to the unusual sports where I think there's still different kinds of edge. You know what I mean? That are there, and especially like you said, it depends on your point of view. But I don't do it just because I like baseball. To be honest with you, I think DFS made me like baseball less.
Right, and the funny thing is some of them are different decent sweats like this. I haven't quite figured out the right way to sweat soccer yet, but like over the weekend, the cool thing is all the games are at the same time.
Yeah.
You have 4 games that are going at the same time, and you have like 4 different you can put the game up on 4 different screens in your monitor, whatever. And the games start on time, they end on time, whatever it is. And each sweat is different too. And then you play MMA, it's like that's a totally different animal. MMA takes freaking 6 hours. But what's cool about like the MMA sweat is that everybody is focused on the same thing that's going on at the same time, right? There's only one fight, right? And going on at any one time, and you either have action or you don't, but you always have a sweat. In other words, like if you don't have action on the fight, you're rooting for it to bust, right? If you have action on the fight, you're rooting for one or the other, and you don't have to just get, what's going on here? Everybody's singularly focused on the same sweat at the exact same time, which is kind of cool. And you also have time in between fights to figure out how you're doing, what's going on. After this fight, so I need this. Whereas opposed to NASCAR, where you have no freaking clue. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, what the hell's happening? But that's what's kind of cool about MMA from just a rooting perspective. It's like you always have that little break and you know what to root for and stuff like that. I don't know. I just think it's kind of cool, the different sports and the way they fly.
Yep, I totally agree. And I think that it's something to check out. I think that it's sort of also, I think playing on other sites is another thing that, when I used to play back when they had, they had Fantasy Aces, Fantasy Draft. Yeah. I've made so much money on fantasy. I don't think there was a live final that me and Grant didn't have 3 at every time. And it was really basic reasons, because there was flaws in their system that there were so many people who just played on their site and they just didn't understand. If you play on all the other sites and then you see the differences, it really helps. That's why I say FanDuel is my secondary site. But this year I'm up so much more money on FanDuel than I am on DraftKings. Right. So I go through all my thoughts on DraftKings and then do sort of a more narrowed pool of that on FanDuel. And I know that people aren't going to play because the price discrepancies, they're not going to play them on that site. But you find other little ways you can make money at this, DFS stuff. And I think that both playing on different sites and playing different sports are a good idea.
I used to love playing on the fantasy draft.
Yeah, Fantasy Draft, Fantasy Aces was great. My favorite one, the one I was most successful at was the what was it? DFS. Man,
this was before my day.
Live final the first year, and it was a lot of money. It was $500,000 for first. But there was you could basically, there was no salary. There's no salary cap, and
draft day.
Not draft day, but I love that one too. That was the one that started that, the card runners. That's how I actually got it.
That was Taylor.
Yeah, I was in London playing a tournament, one of those video poker tournaments where they measure your heart and all this stuff like that. And I was like the online guy, and there was like they had all their images, Gus Hansen, and he was one of the guys. He was the whatever. But we went out to dinner that night, and I'd never met him. He was a terrific guy. And you told me about, hey, you'd really get a kick out of this thing that we're getting into. And I was like, I took a look. That's the only reason I played DFS is because of that. So
wow,
thank you to Taylor.
I mean, I'm redoing my Fanduel builds here for the Showdown slate, which is a little ridiculous. Fanduel, it's like so impossible.
Can't they just improve it? Which is such an easy thing. Why don't they change it?
Yeah.
But actually, on this kind of a slate, it might be more fun because I think there are like 9 viable guys who could end up, not 9, maybe that's exaggerated, maybe 6 or 7 guys who could easily be the top scoring player, maybe, which is just more than usual. Maybe there are as many as 9 actually. You have the whole passing game on both sides and then both running backs. And they're extremely viable. It wouldn't surprise me if any one of those, I guess it is 9 options.
Okay, so I'm gonna check something because I'm very curious about this. First, I want to change my Fanduel lineup, and then I'm gonna.
While you do that, a reminder to everybody: really check out that search tool that we just showed you. Like I'm telling you, I think that everybody's going to like it, and we would love feedback on it.
I'm gonna just change my lineups here. Fanduel. I'm kind of content with the the Fanduel with the Showdown approach. I haven't really tried to go too far bananas. And I have a pretty good cash percentage in those big ones actually.
Mm-hmm. I can't get. My brain is just too trying to be contrarian. And actually, on this slate, maybe I should have done it, but I'm just not doing it. What's up, John Jenkins? How you doing, buddy? I did a couple coaching sessions, by the way, recently with some of our members, which was hopefully helpful. But I think it was good. It was tough. I did my first ever coaching session on a phone, which was tricky. Oh, no problem, Adam. That one thing is it's really cool. I'm telling you, I'm excited about where that's going to go, and I'm really amazed that Evan put it together so fast.
And we got to give credit to what's his name for giving us the idea in the first place.
Here's credit. It's a very intelligent guy. That guy,
Pierce. Yep.
Now we get the updates about him every day. I get my little DraftKings update. Pierce Dietrich thinks this and about this.
Oh, really? I don't even know what that is. What do you mean?
Like the DraftKings will send you things. They have the Gary and Thorne is the other.
Oh, really? I don't even know what that is. Oh, the notification thing?
Yeah, a little notification about their takes of the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like get to see him every day on there.
Yeah, I'm looking at my Fanduel lineups. Like, just trying to think of how many people I'm going to chop these with. It's like.
Can I ask what the meaning is behind the picture on your screen?
That?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Is it like the auto one?
It's like a stock one, yeah. Yeah, it's nothing.
I didn't know if there was like a.
No, this is that's just the stock one.
Gotcha.
I just changed that, whatever.
Yeah, sorry, I had to miss this morning. Oh my God, Carlos Hyde is inactive. Do not play Carlos Hyde. Just as I say that before.
Oh, wait, so hold on. Let's take a second. So who's the substitute vulture then?
Substitute vulture would be probably Ogun. Wait, I can never pronounce this guy's name.
I'm not gonna work here anymore.
I can't do it. Okay, I think that actually does really boost up James Robinson, though. Actually, to be honest,
it sure does.
It's a little because Carlos Hyde is like a capable back,
Oh, that's brutal.
Now I got to get some James Robinson in the mix. Yikes. Chase, Joe Mixon. Let's go to T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd.
Right, so I'm going to take out. Well, first we're just going to take him out, and that's actually by the way what's kind of cool about. I mean, if you want to do it this way, is if you didn't want to rebuild, if you have your lineup build set on SaberSim, whatever they give you a bunch of lineups, whatever it is, and then if like a guy's out, you X him out, and it immediately gives you the next best lineups with him out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know if I had any Carlos Hyde on FanDuel.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine you would have gotten him over there. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Marvin Jones. And we've got
Let's get back over here. Now, who am I going to have more of now on DraftKings now that I'm not going to have Hyde? Let's see. Hyde is out. There's got to be some guy's going to be 15% that I don't know who it is.
I just think James Robinson's ownership's going to go up. I don't know.
Well, that's for sure. Let's give it a Hyde. Out. It's really funny. So my builds after taking out Hyde led me from 0% James Robinson to 5% James Robinson. Okay.
James Robinson. You know what I'm not playing much of is Burrow. You got to make a decision somewhere, and that's what I've ended up with.
What are you not playing a lot of?
Burrow.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I needed to make. I'm picking Lawrence and the passing game, and I'm taking Mixon everywhere, so it's harder to get to Burrow for me. And I'm going to have. Yeah, I think I'm going to end up with less than I thought I was going to have of. Shoot, that's too bad. I was kind of excited to play Dan Arnold.
That's an incredible fade, by the way, if you get away with that.
I know. I mean, I know it's tough, but I really look at Joe Mixon as I really like Joe Mixon, and I'm hoping that I'm playing the narrative. Even though I still think Jacksonville, this could be a shootout, I'm still playing the narrative that Joe Mixon's able to do what he wants on the ground. So that's what I'm going with.
I'll tell you, the only play that I'm still not worried about. So in my big one, I have forget the rest of the lineup, but I have Marvin Jones, and I just wonder if that's the best wide receiver to use from Jacksonville.
I have 75% Marvin Jones.
That answers that question.
For me, I mean.
No, that answers that question for me too, I think.
You're missing the home run play, maybe. No, that's not true, though. I mean,
no, you're not missing the home run play.
Well, Chenault and Shark are probably the more deep play threats. I mean, Jacksonville is going to have a down year this year. There's a lot of talent on this team that I think they're going to be solid in the near future on the offensive end anyway.
Okay, you know what? I'm very glad that I was not hallucinating here. Okay. Because every time I ran it, I didn't get a freaking kicker from Jacksonville in my projections. And what the hell's going on? But I got one in Fanduel. I just figured he's not even in the player pool, the kicker.
Yeah, he's not in the player pool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's no wonder I wasn't getting to him.
So weird that
how do you not have him in the player pool, though? They're like 20 viable players. I mean,
I feel like at this point I'm just sort of like protesting on principle.
Right.
Did I really have that? How do I have 100% Chenault? Jeez, that's probably too much. No, that's a mistake. I don't have 100% Chenault.
You have 100% Chenault?
No, I thought I did for a second, but I don't.
I'll tell you this though, one of the things that's going to make me possibly change from Marvin Jones to either Chenault or Shark is that it leaves between 1,400 and 2,000 on the table because of it.
That's interesting.
But I mean, obviously, there's a reason why you're leaving them because probably Marvin Jones is probably the better play. How much better of a play? Let's analyze it that way. Let me just see something.
Do you know who has 2 touchdowns for the Jags? Who no one's going to play today?
Who?
Jamal Agnew.
Who?
Jamal Agnew. He's had 2 return touchdowns. He had the field goal return, but it's pretty wild. He's got two returns already. One of them was the missed field goal. I mean, I'm not going to play him. I just was throwing it out there. It's kind of fun.
I've got. All right, that's Fanduel. Let me see my DraftKings projection. I'm gonna try to. I know I'm gonna end up doing it regardless of what I say, but let me just try to justify why I'm going to do this. So I have right now like a median projection, which is not relevant, but a median projection of Marvin Jones of 16 and Chenault of 12. That's a lot. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
I like Roby's reign, and he's all in on Robinson.
Who? Rody?
Even though he loves the passing game, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
but one of us is going to win. I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to. Well, yeah, I only have Robinson in a couple lineups, so
I like it.
But I feel like I'm playing with fire. But whatever, you got to make some decisions somewhere.
I like it. Let me see. Let me see. Do we have any ownership yet on the 7 o'clock games? Let's see.
Yeah, 7:05. All right, guys. Well, good luck to everybody tonight. Me and Rody will be doing a football video tomorrow, and I will be back in the morning. Sheets, are you around tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm around. Wait, actually, no. I have. If I do anything, I'd have to leave at like 12:15. So if you want to do something before that,
yeah, I'll set. Let me make sure. Yeah.
And when are you doing the thing with Rody? Like more in the evening, right?
In the evening.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out for that.
Do on Saturday while they're building labs, and Sunday before they hear us Sunday morning. Hopefully. All right, but good luck to everybody. Sheets, have a good night. Everybody, Good luck. Go True DFS. Some guys crush it, I hope. And see you guys later.
All right, see you later. I'm going to find out how to poof you guys now. Let's see. So first of all, you stop sharing. Okay, that's one thing. Now he's got to find the. This is Chris Kirk goes into. Oh, he's already done. Well, maybe he's not done. Okay. Here's Chris Kirk. See where your browser is here. Still screwing around here. Let's see. You have the MMA, by the way. That content will be up probably tomorrow. If not later tonight, probably, I don't know, maybe tonight. No, it can't be. I mean, it could be, but no, it's not going to be tonight. I actually have to update projections on that sport. Right here. Still can't find the browser with the restream, so it's hard to poof you. Oh, there you are. All right, good luck, everybody.